introduce the question and also the topic of today, so
Yeah.
that I also bring the question back to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you asked me how I use it. So we are, as we most in this conversation, are going to mostly take an examples of some movies to show how this, for us we call it a 3-act structure.
Yeah, so you've been using it as a 3-act structure.
Structure.
I call it the 3 summit, storytelling formula. You call it the 3-act structure. It's the same thing,
Just
different
the
formats.
name.
So you've used it for filmmaking,
Yeah.
for writing scripts, for directing films and doing film productions.
Yes.
Give us an example of how you use it.
So first of all, before I give an example, these 3 acts, they are separated in storytelling because of a reason.
Okay.
So there is first act, second act, and third act. The first act is what we call the setup. What was happening? What was our hero's goal, our character's goal?
Mm-hmm.
What is the normal world? How is that a character is living?
So you have to create a time and space for the characters to
an
exist.
introduction.
Okay. So let's say if it is Lion King, you have to introduce Mufasa, Simba, and Scarface and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is second act where our character has taken a step. Like, what did he or she, our character, do to overcome something? And it comes with the goal, our character goal, plus the theme of the story we are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Then the third part, in the second part, the second act, that's where we see different things, like our character connects with different friends, is building enemies around, and taking decisions, and at the end of the second act, our character has to take a decision that will never come, and take a step back, a decision that goes forward. And
Okay, the decision that makes him a hero.
Yes.
In most stories, the hero is lousy for maybe 80-90% of the story.
Yes.
He only becomes a hero because he meets a guide. He has to make a difficult decisions that makes him win the day.
Yeah, it even sometimes takes a heartbroken
Yeah.
to take a decision and move.
Yeah, most meaningful decisions are very hard
Yeah.
for even as individuals, let alone heroes.
Yeah, it's true. It's a normal life story. Storytelling stays the story we live in every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in what context have you used it?
I used it in the context of Love Cycle.
So you are doing a rom-com?
Yeah, it was a long-com.
Okay.
Yeah, but as a film director or script writer, I use it in different ways. I mean, in different contexts.
Okay, for the audience's purposes, let's bring it down to business, and let's bring it down to content creators.
Yes. So
because this episode is how business owners and content creators can make their videos, their content, their stories engaging to their audiences. For the business, it's their customers. For the content creators, it's their audience. How they can get more engagement, how they can get more views, how they can make more money from their content journey.
yes.
And if you look at the screen at the back, it's a 3-summit storytelling formula, and each summit is a high, and then each valley is a low in the characters, in the journey of the character.
Yeah.
So, if you change the slide, the storytelling can be used in 3 forms. You can use it as a case study for a businessman. It's a case study that he shows where his client was before he met him.
Yeah.
What they did together that changed the outcome and where he is now. So if we were to take the case of the chef who cooks for a 5-star a chef who has been working in five-star hotels for many years has now, been fired from his job, and now, he starts thinking, okay, I need to start making food for rich people. So he's come up with the concept, but he's not the only one doing this. There are many, chefs who have worked in the five-star. They can't take the heat, they can't take the pressure, and now think, okay, it's easier for us to just go in people's homes and cook for them. Private homes, occasions, ambassadors' homes, rich people's homes, and all that.
Okay.
So this, this client comes to me and says, Harish, I've been doing this, but I'm not finding jobs. Sometimes I have, a lot of jobs, and sometimes it's either feast or famine.
So it's periodic.
It's periodic.
Okay.
He's suffering from this, feast and famine situation. He wants a constant pipeline. And again, there are a lot of chefs coming into this arena, and rich people don't really have a food issue. Their fridges are stocked. They have a chef at home.
And they can make orders.
They can order anything from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So food is not an issue for rich people. The reason why they're calling this guy is that rich people have rich people's problems. And the rich people's problem is that, every individual is glued to their phones
Eyes on the screen.
and in their rooms. Nobody is living in the living room or the kitchen or the dining area.
Oh.
So I gave him, so because of that, I gave him an idea that, okay, instead of just selling yourself as a chef who cooks, brilliant dishes, call yourself a chef that brings families together, because rich people's families are divided. They're all glued to their rooms and to their screens, and they're living separate lives. Even though they're living in the same house, they're suffering. They hate each other's company.
Because they don't have time for it.
Yeah. So I told him, no, don't only just go and cook for them, make them part of the cooking. And he says, how can I do that?
So they join him on the process.
Yeah, so I said, tell your clients that, if I am going to come and cook, I want some assistance to be placed. And your assistance is going to be in the preparation of these ingredients. We've got vegetables that need to be chopped. We have this that needs to be prepared. We have this that needs to be washed and cleaned and
That
chopped.
needs to be baked.
Yeah. So by engaging the family into the preparation of the ingredients, that then the chef is going to cook them, because they've put sweat equity on it. And the other thing is, they are not used to doing these things.
And they are together.
They have to now work as a team to come together to prepare the ingredients so that the chef can prepare the meal for them. And now that they're invested in it, they've put their sweat equity into it, they'll enjoy the meal even more. This will become an experience that they would want to repeat again and again.
So they will make it a routine.
Yes. So that it will become a monthly or a bi-monthly or a quarterly feature.
So now he has a pipeline.
Yes.
Okay.
And the other thing is, he is now separating himself from the rest of the competition, because no other chef is selling himself as a chef that brings families together.
Because he's giving memories.
Yes, he's creating memories, and he's creating unity among the divided members of the family.
Okay.
Yeah, and this allows him to stand out. It allows him to differentiate himself, and it allows him and his customers to experience unity, and the joy of cooking and eating that meal. That has allowed him to book more jobs. So this was a case study, scenario. If you don't, let's say you're a new content creator, you're a new business, or you're a new startup, you don't have case studies, you don't have clients yet, then what can you do? For that, if we go to the next slide, you have a personal case story.
Yeah.
So personal case story for you is that you are a filmmaker. You're back in Kigali, you are, you are doing filmmaking in Nairobi, you are now back in Kigali, you don't have a place to go to, you come across me and we come up with a solution that works for you. Instead of, you are helping us build some movies and whatnot, editing and all that, we are using your skills, but we are also helping you build a business.
Yeah, sure.
That's the authentic, Kigali authentic work.
Yes.
And again, that would be a personal story for you. And how would you narrate your personal story? Where were you before? What happened when you met me? And where are you now?
Thank you. So if I tell my story, business story, using this.
Yeah, about your tourism
Yeah.
venture that we are helping you, structure.
Yes. So as everyone knows, most of the people when they come here to visit Rwanda, we have so many places to take them. Gorillas, museum, genocide memorial, but different places that are structured
Yes.
for tourists.
Mm-hmm.
And that is an information that it is a thing that we used to do as a team. Sometimes we don't get clients because if my brother come and visit and go all the places and go back in another country, we'll go and tell a story. So hey, this place. Okay, some people because they have heard the information, just the information. It's the same thing everyone is doing. Sometimes they don't come.
Yeah, so they'll do some due diligence and they'll see, okay, the 10 best places to go to in Kigali.
Yeah, and if they go to Google, they find them.
Yes.
So that makes the business not stable.
Mm-hmm.
Then, when we met, we had to sit down and discuss and see the business is not what you think is a business. The business is the solution you are giving to the problems of the society that you have chosen. That is what I have understood and learned through all the conversation, all the sessions that we have been through. And then after that, I got that idea of, okay, if we are doing the same thing, how am I going to differentiate myself from
How are you going to
this?
stand out?
How
How is
am
your
I-
product
Yeah.
or your service going to stand out?
What am I selling and giving that is different, that will stop the client from entering this shop
And coming to yours.
to my shop?
Yeah.
And then that's where we found that the best way is to solve the problem. This problem is people need 5-star. If someone comes from Dubai, has been in London in a Marriott and is here
Yeah,
in
5
Kigali,
stars in New York, London, Mumbai, or Kigali is the same.
It's the same.
You will all be served the same continental breakfast.
Yeah, it's the same. So
Yeah,
I will also put this direct question to the people who are following us. Don't you think it's a big problem? People need to experience the authentic.
Yeah, and Aisho Speed did a good job of it.
Yeah.
When he traveled Africa, he went to the tribes. He went to the the Bomas, the chiefs, to the to the Maasais,
Yeah.
to the hunter gatherers in Namibia and wherever. He connected to the people. He connected to their traditions. He connected to their food. He connected to their music. He connected to their dance and their culture. That authenticity is missing or is not available
It's not available.
in the 5-star experience.
You can never find it. Do you think Aisha Speed is the most guy who has the biggest community when it comes to streaming? No, it's because it's different. The golden experience that if you have seen when he got in Kenya, his stream boomed up like.
Yeah, he got around, he got 500,000 subscribers just from one, country visit.
Yeah, And you see the fact, people who were commenting, taking selfies, say, crying, they have been telling us about Africa, it's because of what he has solved the problem.
Yeah, he connected to the diaspora and to his audience in a way that no other influencer has done. He showed Africa in a better light.
And there is no
Africa has had a dark continent narrative imposed on it.
Yes.
Whenever a Westerner hears, or American or European or a British person hears Africa, it's a dark continent, no electricity, no internet, muds and huts with built with mud and sticks, bushes and wild animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indians think that the Africans are black because Africa is so hot.
And I don't think Africa is the hottest country.
No. In fact, India is much hotter than Kigali.
Okay, so back to the topic. So as I was saying, solving the problem is the only way to stand out in the business. So this helped me because when I found that we are doing the same, I had to stand out and say, okay, we're doing our tourism, taking our tours in the car, in luxury hotels, in the luxury big malls for people to shop.
Yeah.
Now, people needs to experience something different. The real life, real Kigalians. People,
local authentic experience.
Yes. And see the local businesses. You see, like people say, the GDP of Rwanda is going up, but there's also a community, a small community that is standing out in every possible way and every ability to contribute. How about visiting those people? How about seeing the restaurants where families sit down and eat on the lowest place that you cannot even imagine? How about walking, meet Rwanda? People say, when you go to Rwanda, people smile. It's just few people you have met. Walk and see, greet people, talk to them, see how the love of Rwanda. Rwanda is not about building. Rwanda is not about the street.
Every country and every economy is totally dependent on the population.
Yeah.
It's the people that make the country. It makes the experience worth it and valuable.
Sure.
It's connecting, if there is no human connection, you may have the best 5-star hotels, you may have the best roads, you may have the best everything. But if the person serving, the tourist has no smile, has no welcome, has no greetings, is stone-faced, then all these brilliant services, all these facilities, the best mattresses, the best seats, the best rooms will equate to nothing.
Sure. So as I can say that in Rwanda, in tourists, that thing, smiling to the customer, welcoming them, it's something that has been corrected, is good now. But let's add something on our menu. Let's not keep taking people
to the same old 5-star experiences. Those who want 5-star experiences and want to enjoy that, they are fine, they can stay there. But those who want to understand and connect with the local people, with the local culture, with the local food, local traditions, then come to you.
So that brings me to the where I am now. So after having those ideas and then I come up with another solution, which is Kigali Authentic Workers, where people visit Nyamirambo. This is also another story of transformation. Before, people used to say, not even to say, that's how we used to be. Thugs, thieves.
All the criminal elements, all the hooligans, all the bad people of Kigali used to live in, used to come from Nyamirambo.
For example, if I give you an example, I was not born in Kigali. I was born in Southern Province, Sui district. But when I was in the high school, it was a boarding. When a kid will come and say, I'm from Kigali, exactly where Nyamirambo, sometimes we used to say, watch out. Even if he's not. But the name, mentioning the name, we are talking about brand. The brand that was
Yeah, it had a bad connotation. It had
Yeah.
a bad name, a
Yeah.
bad reputation.
But now, if you visit this place,
Mm.
it's a place that has an incredible and imaginable transformation. There was a
Okay.
lot of unwanted pregnancies for the
For the teenagers.
yes.
Mhm.
Now, do you know what happens?
Mm.
They have places where youth,
Mm.
while they're in a vacation, while they're not busy, they can go do the sport. They can have an education on health, reproduction system.
So this
you
is
know?
the Rafiki Club.
Yes,
You're
Rafiki
talking about
Club.
that. Yeah, okay.
And do you know what this solves? It solves the problem of finding youth. Because if you see the most of the most of the problems that the country can meet according to insecurity, it comes from the youth.
Mhm.
So when you don't invest in the youth,
Yeah, you don't give them a purpose, you don't give them a place to go to, you don't give them an activity to do, then they are going to resort to crime.
yeah, better be ready for fight. Because that's how it will be.
Okay.
So this now has become a solution.
Mm.
Let's not talk about youth only. Let's
Mhm.
come back to their palettes.
Mm.
Women's, mostly in culture of Rwanda, culture of most of the African,
Mhm.
we used to understand, but I think in India too,
Mm.
we used to think that women's are made for home, like stay home.
Yeah, that has always been, if you look at prehistory, women predominantly lived and looked after the home.
Yeah.
Men went out to hunt, gather, and bring the food at home.
Yeah. So if I give a short example, you find like now in Rwanda, if you see the parliament, the big number is women.
Yeah, it has one of the highest women representation in any country in the world.
Yeah, because they have seen that women can give a contribution to the development. So now let's get back to our authentic.
Mhm.
If we can see that happening in the parliament,
Mhm.
what about in the community down?
In the grassroots.
How is it going?
Okay.
Now there is this a story of people who came together. I think it's 6 or 8 women came together. Think, what can we do as a women in the community? What can we do to raise our balance and make our family sustainable?
Mhm.
The Nyamirambo Women's Center.
Mhm.
These women, now, it was initiated in 2007,
Mhm.
19 years now, I think.
Okay.
200 direct and indirect businesses has come from that within 19 years.
Mhm.
More than 6,000 women's.
That's that's a big number. 6,000 women being helped. Over 200 businesses. Being generated or incubated from that women's center.
Yeah.
That's a huge contribution to that locality. So each woman is also responsible for
Multiple people.
for 3 to 4 people that
Yeah.
are dependent on her.
You can imagine how many people are getting health insurance, education, clothing,
Yeah.
feeding. So it's a huge impact to the
So
community.
one of the places that your guests will visit is the Women's Center.
Yeah, the Women's Center.
Okay.
It's one of our stopover. We adopted this culture of car-free zone. Why?
Okay, there is a car-free zone not far from where our office is over here.
Yes, there's a car-free zone.
Car-free zone over here where you can sip coffee. You can have your croissants, you can have your mandazis, you can have your food and drinks and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you can also take your photographs with the Kigali sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this
What is it called? This car-free zone street?
this is called town car-free zone.
Downtown car-free zone.
Not downtown. It's town
Okay.
car-free zone.
Okay.
So this one doesn't have a specific name like the
Okay.
other two.
Okay.
So the second one is the one in Remera called Kisimeti.
Mhm.
It's known most for the clubs, bars,
Okay,
because
okay.
it's an entertainment location.
Okay.
So now let's get back to ours.
Mhm.
Nyamirambo car-free zone, which mostly known as Mumarangi Food Street, colorful food street.
Mumarangi,
Food.
colorful food street.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So this one, as we know, by the way, for the information to the viewers, Nyamirambo is mostly known for the Muslim community.
Yeah, it is a it's an Islamic Muslim neighborhood of Kigali.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is this car-free zone that is having like restaurants. People sit down at the street, share food, and when you get there, when you enter in this car-free zone, there is that aroma, that smell, where you enter and you feel like you enter in the Rwandan dish, like it's like you're already in the kitchen.
The experience of food is that it starts with the nose. You know, you smell the cuisines. Before you can taste it, you're smelling it, and the smell alone, if it is appetizing, you start salivating.
Yeah,
Of
course. Because actually, when you enter, even the eyes itself, the way you are seeing people outside eating, because it's not like inside you don't see what they are eating.
No, it's mostly on because it's a car-free zone. People can sit on the road itself.
Yeah, when you just step in, you see the food here, the food here, the food. So you can say, here is food. I like this one. Let me sit there.
Okay.
They have this dish.
Also, there are lots of drinks: coffee, sugarcane juice, maybe pineapple or some other.
But in Rwanda we have that culture of tea and coffee. When you get to this place, you will find the biggest community of Rwandans sitting together and drink coffee, more than in the coffee shops that you usually know.
Okay, I've been to the Western coffee shops, to Keveneru and Robastica and all these things. But okay, and I have had coffee at the car-free zone, Nyamirambo. I've been there several times, and I have had coffee there, and I enjoyed it.
What do you think? Like 2 things that you can say, like, this is the good thing I liked about this Nyamirambo tea and coffee shops that I have not seen in those European or
okay. The Western coffee shops. There was a place, I don't know whether it's Nyamirambo or somewhere else, that there was somebody who was roasting these beans in public. It's an Ethiopian tradition where the coffee is roasted in public, and the aroma, the smell of the coffee
makes you
want you to eat or drink or something. And the way they toast it, it becomes a spectacle. And then they grind it in front of you, and then serve it. Make it and serve it to you. That experience, I think, most people don't understand where coffee comes from. That coffee is a bean that is then grinded, is roasted, and then. So it's like people in London, when they get chicken. They think chicken comes from the supermarket. They don't realize that it comes. Most kids don't, because it comes packed in polythene.
So it's baked in the supermarket. Okay.
Yeah. When you talk about what is baked potato, baked potato is something that I get in an aisle in supermarket, in Tesco's supermarket. So people, because we are no longer connected to the land, we are not connected to the process, and getting people back to the process is an experience in itself. I enjoyed that experience, and I think all your guests will also enjoy something similar. And then you also mentioned something about the sugarcane, juice.
Yeah, as you were saying,
in India,
you see that experience, yeah.
And in India, or in Asia, extraction of sugarcane juice in front of you is common practice. I haven't seen it in Africa, but if there is a place in Nyamirambo that does it, then it would be a good place for your guests to step.
For the information to the viewers, that place is one of our stopover.
Okay.
Just come.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Now let's. Okay. Now I need to talk about my personal story.
Yeah.
I have had. I'm a 5th generation builder. I've had several multi-million, business successes in Africa, in Nairobi, and in London. And I've now come back to Africa after 35 years. I'm a good builder. I know how to build buildings. I know how to build structures. I know how to build. But this time round, coming back to Africa, I've decided not to go back into the construction industry and build buildings, but I want to build businesses. I want to build business owners. I want to build content creators that can turn their business, their creativity, their content into something that makes money for them. And most businessmen are still avoiding the content creation journey. And businessmen and women will not like to hear this, but the things that you avoid are the things that you need to do in business. And content creators just don't create content that you like to see and you like to digest. Create content that your audience wants and is of value to your audience, not to yourself. Stop glamorizing yourself. Stop, introducing yourself as, my name is Harish, I'm a CEO, blah, blah, blah. No, nobody cares about that. Yeah. I have an example in which, there's a clearing and forwarding agent who used to introduce himself like this and says, my name is Joroge, I'm a CEO of this company, I'm a clearing and forwarding agent, I'm based in this location. I said, Joroge, stop it.
It's like reading a badge at work.
Yeah. He's just glorifying his name, his title, and his company.
That is a badge.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
introduction.
So I said, tell me what you do, who for, and why you're different. And the guy had to scratch his head. But he did come up with something that we can work with. And he said that, I can help business owners clear their containers from the port in 2 days compared to 20 days. I said, that's a solution people are looking for. Let's turn this incomplete sentence into a complete sentence. So I helped him say, okay, what is the advantage of him clearing their containers in 2 days compared to 20 days? Is that it allows his customers to take their goods to market 18 days earlier than their competitors and turn it into cash.
Okay.
So the whole, and then he has to say, my name is Joroge, I am a CEO and I'm based here. That way, that soundbite, I can clear it in 2 days compared to 20 days. It allows my customers to take their goods to market 18 days earlier than their competitors and turn it into cash. That is a complete message. That even if I don't need that clearing and forwarding agent, if there is somebody who needs it, I'll recommend him. Why? Because it's soundbite.
Okay, so if I understand it well, it's like now he has this capacity of clearing it in 2 days and get it to the market, make cash.
And he was not talking about it.
And he has this intro of saying, Joroge,
I'm a CEO of this, blah, blah, blah.
So if it's me, let's say, as you said, maybe you don't want clearly things, but you have him in mind and you would call someone. I mean, if someone needs someone like that, you can recommend.
Yes.
So if he tells me he's Joroge and he's a CEO, I know so many people do the same job of CEO.
Yeah.
And I know so many other names.
There is no standing out.
Yeah. But if I know it's someone who clears these
containers in 2 days,
and there's another person I want him, I know who does it in 20 days. If someone asks me, I'll say, okay, if you want your things quicker, this is Joroge.
Yeah.
So I think that was the best.
Yeah. So that's clarity of message. So now that I'm back, I want to give people 3 things. If they do these 3 things, they can double their revenues and they can double their profits. If they clarify their purpose, they clarify their message, like we did for Joroge, that he's a clearing and forwarding agent who clears their containers in 2 days compared to 20 days, and it allows them to take their goods to market before their competitors and turn it into cash. So that's the message. And then clarity of price. every person I speak to says that Africa is price conscious. True, Africa is price conscious, so was India, so was the rest of the world.
So many bargainings.
Yeah, India, and you can't beat an Indian in bargaining.
So if you tell him it's 3,000, they will start in 800.
Yeah.
So you meet in 1,000.
So, but that causes confusion. People don't want, if they can avoid the argument, they can avoid the negotiations, they can avoid the haggling, they would prefer to shop somewhere. So, Simba Supermarket is selling simple commodities like toothbrush, toothpaste,
And
soap.
You find a price.
Yeah, the price is clearly labeled. The soaps are all in one place. The creams are all in one place. Everything is clearly displayed.
Why?
It's clearly priced. It's clearly labeled. And when you go to the till and you then say, put your basket and tell the till lady, oh, can I have a discount? She'll tell you, leave that basket here, go outside. There's a market outside. Yeah, why? Why is Simba able to do this? Why is the supermarket able to do this?
Yeah, sure. Why?
It's because of the clarity of price, clarity of message, clarity of purpose. They give you free car park space, they give you a free bag, they give you a free trolley, they give you an AC environment to shop in. All they are saying is that you pay the advertised price. If you don't want to do that, then go somewhere else.
Sure.
And Simba supermarkets are doing far better than any corner shop or any bargaining retailer out there. Because people want clarity.
So you mean like it's not about the buyer, it's about the seller.
No, the seller is the same. It's the buyer who is making the choice.
No.
People are voting with their feet. They are voting not to go to a hustler and go to Simba supermarket because of the clarity of price, clarity of purpose, clarity of...
Yeah, what I mean is like it's not about the buyer, it's about the seller who should make the clarity of price.
Yes, it is the business owners who need to clarify their message, their price, and their purpose.
Okay. If I give you a short example or an experience, if you look around different businesses, some people might go somewhere and say, okay, I'm seeing there's a luxury homes around here. If I make a business here, I might get a lot of clients or get a lot of money because they are rich people or what and what. And when these people start the business, they don't really know the price they are going to sell.
Okay.
For example, if you see like here in downtown,
Mm.
there's places where you go, they sell a second-hand phone that comes from Dubai. They're still good phones, even though they're second-hand phone. But when you get there and you say, for example, how much is this iPhone? Say 12. The guy will be like, this phone is good, it still has a good battery. Starts telling me what is the phone is, and he'll be like, how much do you have, and see if we can buy. He's the one asking how much I have. I'm a client. I'm not supposed to be asked how much I have for your product. So there's no clarity of price there. So this brings the room for bargaining.
Yeah, the uncertainty, and the okay, you went there just for a phone. You don't want to bargain if you can avoid it.
Time wasting.
It is time wasting. It is energy consuming. If there was a shop next door that clearly displayed the features and benefits of the phone and the price to it, I would prefer to buy it from there.
Yeah.
And he then gives me a guarantee, you will not be able to find a phone cheaper than this. If you can return it and I'll give you your money back.
Because there's clarity.
There is clarity there. In UK, there is a store called John Lewis, which has a slogan: "Never unknowingly undersold or overpriced," or something like that. I don't remember the quotation exactly, but people go to John Lewis because of the service, because they know if they can get something cheaper than that, then John Lewis is going to give them the difference, or is going to accept the goods back. And if you look at the average price, John Lewis is not cheap.
And people still go there.
Yes. There is another case of a plumber, Pimlico Plumbers, and this plumber, this business got sold for over £1 billion. A plumbing operation has got sold for over £1 billion. This guy, he just created a simple formula. Rich people do not want builders who, when they are working, their cracks are exposed. They want builders who are well dressed. Their bums don't show. Their cracks don't show when they're working. And when they go to a rich person's house, they make sure that the sheets are packed. They don't leave any mess. They don't leave any dirt. And he is 2 or 3 times more expensive than the cheapest guy in town. But people prefer to hire him because they know the quality of workmanship and the quality of workers that they will come in their house, because these people are already living in this. There is the issue of privacy, there is the issue of cleanliness, there is the issue of getting the job done timely, and these guys will have a proper toolkit. They are not going to go in and out looking for a thing in their van and coming back and disturbing the occupants.
Yeah.
He differentiated himself as that we are plumbers that know what we are doing. We will come, resolve the issue straight away. You do not have to worry about cleaning your house or your house being left open.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how he differentiated himself. So there is a class of customers that want that service. You need to cater for it. And you can become a millionaire, a billionaire in his case,
Yeah.
by doing this.
You cannot.
Yeah. So okay. Now let's look at the framework, the theme. Okay. If you're looking, let's, for the audience's purposes, because the audience is both business owners and content creators. So as content creators, whatever content you create needs to have a theme. So if you're looking at the Lion King story, the Lion King had a theme of the circle of life. Then there needs to be an element of conflict. There needs to be an element of loss and setback. So loss and setback would be the first peak.
Yeah.
In the Lion King, it is the conflict is the scar face.
Yes.
When Mufasa, Simba is born, Mufasa, and he's announced into the world. Introduced to they go on the high rock and introduce him to the world that the new prince is born, who's going to be our future king. Scarface is the only one who's not happy about it.
That's our conflict.
That's our conflict. And Scarface has a scar on his face.
Yeah, he's a Scarface. Sure. Yeah.
So all villains have to have deformities. Like if you look at all the James Bond, the villains are always crippled or something. They have deformities.
They all have.
And then the loss is Mufasa tells Simba not to go to the elephant graveyard.
And our conflict comes in.
The villain comes in and says, oh Simba, I've been there, I live there. I'll take you there myself. Oh no, Dad told me not to. Oh, what does your dad know? I'm your uncle, huh? Aren't you safe with me? Come, let's go. And he takes them there and
Simba crossed the line.
Yeah, and it is a trap. His hyena goons try to kill him. Mufasa comes to save, but in the process,
The loss happens.
he loses his life.
Okay.
And now Simba is blaming. This immature child is blaming himself for his father's death. And because he's guilty, he feels guilty, he can't show his face, there is shame involved, he leaves the pride, goes into the wilderness. Yeah, there is delay, denial, and distraction and doubt phase,
Yeah.
where he's happy with his Kasuku friend and his
Yes,
Pepe,
and
and he's enjoying life until he comes across a catalyst.
Rather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the catalyst is his previous childhood girlfriend, who Nala. That they, now they're adults. They have a romantic interlude,
Yeah.
and after a few days of romance, she poses a question. She gives him an insight. Simba, do you know the pride and the kingdom is suffering? Scarface and his hyena goons are starving everybody.
So there's a call to action.
Yeah, this is just her telling, the catalyst telling, giving an insight. Now that insight, and she says that I am the breadwinner, I will, you should come and take your rightful place as the king and restore the balance, the circle of life. And Simba is saying, no, I'm happy here. I'm comfortable. I do not want to come there.
Because the decision is being simply heavy.
Yeah. So, but he still has to make. So Nala leaves him because she has to fend for the bride. She is the breadwinner, so she needs to go. But Simba is left with a decision to make.
Yeah.
Shall I go? Shall I not go? He does make a decision to go. Then what happens? He goes back to the kingdom, and Scarface and the goons beat him, make fun of him, ridicule him. Here comes the so-called king who can't even face his truth. Ridicule. They beat him up. They bash him up.
So he made a decision without a plan.
No, that is always the case. Most of us make decisions without
a plan.
planning.
But when our plan failed first, now we have to.
Now then, the voice of Mufasa, the wisdom of comes in, and the pain of his mother, tears, him seeing his mother in tears, and the pride in despair, and the words of Mufasa's wisdom, comes through his thoughts. That gives him the strength, the superpower to defeat the hyenas and the Scarface and restore his position as the king of the jungle. And then, the theme is, okay, in every story that you do, if you are a service provider or a product provider, you place yourself here.
Yeah.
This way of selling does not feel salesy. Because when somebody is in listening mode, in story mode, and you introduce this information about your service, and your service will solve this problem, then their guards are down. They will buy something that is framed in a story rather than buy this phone now. No, we all like to buy things we don't like to be sold to. And if you want to feel not like a salesperson, then use the story framework to sell your product or services.
Sure.
Like Pimlico did, our builders. He made it explicit. He said, our builders are well dressed. You will not see their cracks.
Sure.
Yeah. So something like that. Yeah. So so this is a framework that any content creator, any businessman can copy and use. And by framing all your products and services and your solutions in a story framework, in a story, makes it far easier, far palatable for the customer accept and engage with you.
Okay. Now I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about this process, and some business or some entrepreneurs
Mm.
doesn't really want to understand that the same way the content creators use can be used in the business. Let's give it an example. Sorry, in business,
Mm.
someone might, some people might open businesses in the places because they think, let's give an example in malls.
Mm-hmm.
People think because malls, okay, people will come, it's in a mall, I have to open a shop there.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, some people think that's what will give them a client, being in the right location where people are.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also this one example you ever gave me of I don't remember if it's a Chinese lady who make paste.
Yeah, pastry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this lady, I think she has just a small shop in the town,
Mm-hmm.
but she's showing her business to more than 10,000 or.
Yeah, there is a pastry shop that goes. The family has been making pastries for generations. They also still make the pastry. They have a small store, but while she's making this pastry, she has 4 mics on her. She's on 4 platforms.
Okay.
She's live, and she's broadcasting it. She's got an audience of 10 to 20,000 people tuning in
Okay, so
to her making pastries.
yeah. Now my question is, we have these two people.
Mm.
The one who followed the location, like in a mall, where people walk in and out every
Yeah.
single time, and then this lady who decided to tell a story or to do it in the same way we are
Yeah,
talking about.
doing it live.
What's their difference?
Okay, this lady, she will win the game because footfall is limited. Even if, let's say you have a store in Dubai Mall, when the festive seasons or the holiday seasons are there, you'll be busy. What will you do when they are not busy? When there is no holiday season?
Problem.
Yeah, but for this lady, she has no holidays. She has no days off. She has no peak and trough. There is no drought and famine. Famine and feast. People will tune in from all over China and all over the world. Whenever they go to her town, they will make it a point to go and eat her pastry. Just imagine, 10 to 20,000 people require a mini stadium.
You need a learner.
You need a place like arena to accommodate this kind of people. Then
Yes,
these people
sure.
are connecting to her, making the thing that she's always been making.
Like someone is in the mall, but her she's in the arena selling all alone.
Yes.
Okay.
She will outbeat any competitor in her niche of pastry making than the one who is still afraid, who is still shy to go online.
True.
So audiences are also customers.
Yeah.
So all the audiences that are watching us today will become future customers
Sure.
one day.
Because they have seen the service.
Have we built trust? We are sharing information deliberately to win their trust. All transactions only happen once there is trust established. Nobody is going to buy or sell anything, buy from you for anything, unless they trust you. As soon as you say, buy this now, flags go off in their minds. Why should I buy this? Am I buying it at the right price? Will it be a dodgy product? All these questions need to be answered before a sale can happen.
Sure. Trust first.
Trust first. You have to build trust, and we are sharing all this information to build trust. Once trust is built, then they will say, okay, Harish is talking about this, the 3 summit storytelling. I've listened to him, but I can't see how I can do it for my business.
Then they take a step.
They take a step and make a DM, make a call, make an email. Harish, we'd like you to do this for us.
Because they have seen the solution, where the solution
It
to the
fits,
problem they have.
but they don't know how to structure it. They don't know how to implement it. I share information for free, deliberately. I charge for implementation.
Wow. So actually, I think what's the most tricky thing is to know where to get your solution of the problem you have. So if now they have seen the solution they can get, but they need an implementation, they take a step and comes.
Yeah. So
Because the credibility of message has gone.
yes, and also as it is by design that we are doing this, and all teachers and mentors do this. And if you want to be seen as an expert, then you need to speak, and share like an expert does.
Yeah.
Yeah, experts get paid expert prizes. Job blogs get paid job blog prices.
Yeah, sure.
If I want people to see me and pay me as experts prizes, then I need to be seen walking and talking like an expert.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you've used our advice and created your product or service based on that. We are also helping you promote it on our platforms, and you're also doing it. We want to see a success story in the tourism sector. Visit Rwanda is a great initiative by Paul Kagame and the Rwandese government.
One of the best campaigns.
It is a very good campaign. I had a phone call from my long lost friend Yogi, and he says, I was watching Manchester United play, and as soon as it scored, I saw visit Rwanda on all the billboards.
Now the Visit Rwanda has came in his mind.
Yeah.
It will become one of the plans.
Yeah. So he is saying, I want to come and see you in Rwanda.
Now the campaign maybe is going to give me a client tomorrow.
Yes. But this campaign is good spend by Rwanda. And in Africa, Rwanda has set a brilliant example. It has created safety, it has created security, it has created corruption-free environment, it has created beautiful roads and infrastructure that is a trailblazer for the rest of African continent. And if somebody wants to come and visit Africa, then Kigali Rwanda must be the first destination they come to, because this will change their perspective of Africa.
Sure.
And RDB or whoever is running this campaign, they are doing a good job of it, and I think it is working also. And tourism is going to be on the rise, and tourism is one industry that creates more jobs than any other industry, because every single tourist creates 3 jobs locally. So you have a chef who needs to to feed these people. They need a driver. You need a hotelier, somebody to look after the beds and the
servants, job.
Yeah, coffee shops and all these things.
Receptionists.
Yeah, tourist guides and tour operators. There are so many people who benefit from from tourism, and that's the reason even countries like Dubai have invested so much on tourism. And not only Dubai now, even Mecca, even Saudi Arabia is following the same suit.
I mean, the whole world is looking forward to come to Rwanda because of the system.
Yes.
I think that's the reason why the no skin is standing here.
Yeah. Again, the environment of no corruption. People don't realize that. If I set up a business and I have to go through several hoops to get my permits,
You have
get my
10
permission.
contacts of line you have to use to get on the top.
Over here we have one window clearance that that enables me to register. Okay, my registration is free. My company registration is free, visa is free. This so many benefits.
And again, you don't need to talk to anyone about that. It's just you and your screen.
Yeah, you can do it online. The process is online. Even if you need to go there, they're very friendly. You go to RDB, there is a one-stop shop where all your
Problems get done.
up to your bank account. There is a local bank there, Bank of Kigali, that you can open up an account with there and then.
Then you finish.
You're done. So in half a day, your company is registered, your trademark is registered, your bank account is opened, and no fees, nowhere.
And don't you think that is one of the things that is making Rwanda run faster than other countries?
At the moment, we have a number of staff. We've got a staff from Central Africa. We've got one from South Sudan. We've got the reason why all of them are here is the same reason. Ease of mobility, ease of doing business. So let's bring this podcast to an end, and we wish you all the best luck. The event is happening tomorrow.
Yeah, the event will be happening every Sunday, starting from 10 a.m.
Okay.
That is the starting of the
So
tour.
10 to 12. So
10
you're
to
talking
12.
about 2 hours.
But the time to meet is 30 minutes before. So
Okay.
10 is the starting.
Okay, so they need to arrive at around 9:30.
Yeah, and
Okay.
meet in the car-free zone here in town. People want a coffee, water, everything. We need to take a transit. This will be like a transition. We
Okay.
move from town, we go to the local neighborhood. This
Okay.
is, yeah.
All right, best luck with it, and thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. How was it?